Welcome everybody to Indianapolis Motor Raceway, to the second to last of the long intermediates for the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series. I'm Michael Paz alongside Darien Arnsdorff, bringing you the coverage. It's our third year of going here to this historic speedway, Indianapolis, but our fellows over in open wheel racing in the Indy Racing League, they've been going here since 1911. I mentioned Indy Racing League because the cars this year are racing like them. A lot of these single file packs. Darien, Indianapolis, it's got the history, the tradition, and it's got its own unique racing style that it brings to NASCAR.
Yeah, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, very unique track, very famous track, as everyone knows. The Indianapolis 500, arguably the most famous motor race in the entire world. And we could expect to see some racing similar to that here today, like you mentioned. Cars are going to be running in different single-file packs throughout the race, I believe. It could be a big issue, potentially, for some of these guys who maybe don't have as much power as some of the top teams. You're going to be waiting on the right time. It's going to be very, very aero-dependent as well, especially if you can get a good run through the four corners here. Guarding your lane is also going to be extremely important here today. If you slip up a tiny, tiny bit, with this track seeming like it'll be mainly single file, just a minor slip-up could allow the guy behind you to get to your inside and send you all the way up into the marbles. And then, of course, pit road at Indy is a very different pit road from some of our tracks, partially because it is so narrow. This is the narrowest pit road, I believe, on the entire schedule. So that could be a very, very big issue here today, I think.
And we'll take a look at the standings coming up on your screen right now. We have Dale Earnhardt. He's pulling away again with the points lead with his win at Pocono last week, finally getting that first win of the year after so many second place finishes, top fives, top tens. He's up 107 over Dale Jarrett, his teammate, making a Petty Penske 1-2 at the top of the board. Also, to note here is that 2 of the 4 Hendrick rookies are in the top 10, with David Green just outside in 11th. And there's been a lot of guys who have been having a lot more resounding success in the last few weeks, Darien. Are there any which are standing out to you?
I'm looking at like Dale Jarrett, to be honest with you, Michael. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that 2 cars have been having a fantastic stretch of races. The last 5 races, 2 wins at Michigan and California. 2 big tracks, both at 2 miles in length. We're at 2.5 miles today at Indianapolis, so that could be a factor. 5th place at New Hampshire, 7th place at the second Pocono race, and a 16th back in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that Dale Jarrett coming into this last bit of the season could be a big favorite to win the championship, even though he's starting a bit farther back here today at Indy.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out real quickly before we take a look at our starting lineup is that out of all the drivers who qualified, all of their cars are the top 43 in owners' points, which is something we haven't had happen this year. And I think that kind of attests to how difficult this track has been. We've seen the winners from previous years. The first year we came here, there was Jeff Gordon. The year after that, it was Dale Earnhardt. Last year, it was Dale Jarrett. And now, it's like Indianapolis has really established itself as this track to where this is the best of the best, and I think the top 43 in owners' points being the only ones qualifying for this race, I think that is the biggest testament to how difficult this track can be.
Drivers, to your cars.
Yeah, I think it's rather unprecedented whenever we see something like this occur, when we have everyone in the top 43 owners' points make a race. This is the first time, I believe, all year that the 43 best cars in points are the 43 cars in the field.
And the best guy in the season right now is on pole. Dale Earnhardt Sr. nabs the pole with a 48.062, just 7 1,000ths faster than the number 18 of Michael Waltrip. And in row number 2, we're going to have the 94 Ken Schrader alongside the 10 of Bobby Hamilton. Row 3, the 22 Mark Martin, and the 33 Terry Labonte. These top 6, they've been pretty high up there in the points. A lot of them are championship contenders. And then we get the 7th, Jeremy Mayfield, on the opposite end of the qualifying spectrum. He's good at qualifying, but he's not had the results, especially since that win at Rockingham so many weeks ago. He's starting alongside the number 30 of Rusty Wallace. And around out the top 10, it's Rookie Central, number 48 of Dale Earnhardt Jr., and the number 44 of Matt Kenseth.
Moving on down through the top 20. Row number 6, we see the 6 of Jeff Gordon on the inside line. Starting next to Cranefoot's Haas's Ricky Craven in the 73. Row 7, we have David Green, one of the 4 drivers for Hendrick Motorsports. Still looking for his first win of the year at the track where Jeff Gordon won the first ever Brickyard 400 in the 24 car. Can David Green go and bring the 24 back to victory lane at Indianapolis? Lake Speed will round out row number 7 in the 88 for Robert Yates Racing. Row number 8, we see Steve Park, David Green's teammate. He's starting next to Wally Dallenbach. Dallenbach, actually the highest starting driver for Childress Racing here today. Moving on to row number 9, we see Jim Sauter starting next to the Pepsi 400 winner, Jack Sprague. And then rounding out the top 20, we see Derek Cope starting next to Bill Elliott.
And with the second half of the field, we're going to look at the number 31 of John Andretti alongside the number 11 of Mike Skinner. Then in 23rd and 24th, it's the Sadler brothers. Elliott Sadler for Wood Brothers, Hermie Sadler for MB2. Then in 25th, it'll be the number 28 of Harry Gant alongside the 7 of Ernie Irvin. Behind them, it's the number 41, Lyndon Amick, finally making a race after a couple stretches of D&Qs alongside the 14 of Kevin Harvick. And the round at the top 30, we got the 77 of Robbie Gordon alongside, surprisingly, Dale Jarrett, who did not have a good qualifying run.
Yeah, poor qualifying run for this man second in points and a guy who I think could be a big threat today if he started quite well. But now we look at the last bit of the field here. Row 16, we see Jeff Burton starting next to Ricky Rudd. 2 guys who are in the top 12 in points. 2 championship contenders, I'd say. They're starting back outside the top 30. Row 17, we see Sterling Marlin and Ron Hornaday Jr. Hornaday, another one I'd argue could be a championship threat, but a very poor start here today in 34th place for the 2-time winner of this year. Moving on to row 18, we see Ward Burton starting next to Morgan Shepherd. Shepherd, another guy who you could say is a championship contender. A lot of championship contenders starting back here outside the top 30 here today. Row 19, we see Joe Ruttman starting next to Todd Bodine. Row 20, we see Jason Keller. It's good to see Jason Keller back up here in the field. He's starting next to Johnny Benson Jr. Row 21, Mike McLaughlin, who's been amazing in that 87 car for Roush Racing while Joe Nemechek's been out with injury. He's starting next to Bobby Labonte, who's had a decent stretch these last few races. And rounding out the field in row 22, we see the number 46 of Mike Bliss for Sobco.
And yeah, shout out to Jason Keller there in that number 12 car. He was the very last driver to get in on qualifying times alone, and that's what was able to save him considering how low in owner's points he was. 43rd right now, and last one to get in, so a little bit fitting. But I want to go to the 87 of Mike McLaughlin because the news just announced, literally today, that he is going to take over the 16 from Butch Gilliland when Joe Nemechek returns at Watkins Glen next week. So, all of that stuff we were talking about, how good he's been doing, that's really shown. And the owner of Roush Racing is prepared to give him that chance to take over the 16 and get him a little bit higher up in owner's points for the rest of the season.
I mean, it's a smart decision, I think, considering how strong McLaughlin's been in that 87. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that he really does deserve to be there. If he didn't get into that car now, McLaughlin would have been a very high pick in next year's draft, I believe.
Yeah, now's as good as time as ever with the 16 currently struggling in points down there in around 44th or 45th. And sometimes, like, that new outlook in the middle of the season, sometimes that's just what a team needs. So, wishing McLaughlin the best in the new ride he'll have starting next week at Watkins Glen. But for now, we have Dale Sr., Michael Waltrip, about to lead us to green, the most historical track in all of America. Pace car is off. At the greatest track in motorsports, hopefully we get a great race. Here we go. Green flag in the air. through the first two corners, and we already see the gap forming. Big amounts between the 43 and the 18, who are just driving away from third on back.
Yeah, Earnhardt got a really, really good start there off the start, leaving the 94 in the nuts. Here comes the 22 of Mark Martin and the 26 of Jeremy Mayfield. Mayfield started back in 7th. He's up to 4th here on lap number 1. He may look for 3rd going into turn 4.
He's going to get right up to the back bumper of the number 22. It's going to be a while before he can go and start trying to make the move. Waltrip's going to try to make the move for the lead. Senior leads that time, but as they go into turn 1, he might be in trouble.
Michael Waltrip, how big could this be? I know it's only the very start of the race, but Michael Waltrip into the lead, yet to win in his Winston Cup Series career. Could this be the day that he goes to victory lane? And could it be
we got a car going around.
Oh, no. That was Jim Sauter.
Lyndon Amick.
No.
Amick and Jim. No, Amick's going to turn.
No, stop it.
We got a big crash. 5, 6, 7 cars.
Oh, McLaughlin is in it. Oh, Ernie Irvin, even more Ron Hornaday, Todd Bodine, even more involved. Oh, Bobby.
I saw this coming out of turn 2. It looked like the 44 was starting to go a little bit too close to the wall. I thought they were going to save it, but they did not.
Save about 4 different times, and then I don't know what happened. I think Lyndon Amick got a bit too loose, and that's what sent it all to hell. Lap number 3. Lap 3, we're already under caution. Michael, do we expect an early caution here today?
I was not, but I mean, it's motorsports. They happen when they happen. Sometimes there's not a good way to prepare, but either way, yeah. So here's Matt Kenseth battling with the 3 Derek Cope. He loses a spot. Here comes the 31 of John Andretti. He just sends it in. These cars get 3 wide. 44 and the 29 get together. He's got to try to save it. 44 does. The 41 of Lyndon Amick, though, after making contact, does not. And he gets into about 6 or 7 other cars. Ward Burton, Mike Skinner, Sterling Marlin.
Oh, goodness. That was almost a team kill extremely early on here. With Jim Sauter and Lyndon Amick, those two being teammates, they were basically playing ping pong with each other.
Yeah, let's get an onboard here at the 41 of Amick. See kind of how things enveloped from his perspective. So yeah, the 29, Jim Sauter comes out of nowhere. Amick's gonna try to go save it, merges, and there's 2 other cars right there.
Now, this could very well just be because we were very double file throughout the field here, so this may not be an issue for the rest of the race with us having single file restarts, but gotta think this could be a tone setter for the race overall.
It might be. I mean, it's definitely going to serve as a reminder of what happens when you have too many cars going too much wide. And it doesn't look like that anybody has any catastrophic damage, but it does seem that it's going to definitely slow up some of these cars and take them out of contention for a good result today.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking about this too. Caution coming out rather early. Michael, what's the fuel window look like for today's race?
I mean, fuel has always been a nightmare thing to try to go and predict. Our current estimates are holding it around 40 laps on fuel. Tire wear usually tends to take it a few laps earlier, though. So, we're not within the window.
Yeah, well, even with the caution, there's absolutely no chance anyone comes in other than those guys who were involved in the accident. Lap 4 here at Indianapolis. We hope to see you whenever we come back.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series from Indianapolis. And we're coming back to lap 6 Michael Waltrip currently leads after taking the lead very quickly from Dale Earnhardt. Then we got Mark Martin, Jeremy Mayfield, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ken Schrader, the 24 David Green, 25 is Steve Park, Ricky Craven, and the 6 of Jeff Gordon rounding out your top 10. So
Yeah, it's a rather interesting top 10 here coming up to 51 to go, I believe. Especially with Michael Waltrip leading the way.
we'll see how that 18 car can go and hold off a lot of slightly stronger cars, the 43 and the 22. It'll be fun to see. Still have over 51 laps to go, so we still got a lot to happen and a lot that might go ahead and interfere with everyone's plans. And nobody is out from that wreck, so all 43 cars still with us. Here we go, back green.
Oh, and look at that start that the 43 and 18 got.
Doing what they did on the first start and just trying to check out immediately.
Oh, Earnhardt's got a great run here. Great run here through turn number 2. Could he look to make the move for the lead down the back straightaway heading towards turn 3?
Not yet so far. There's a 22. Mark Martin tried to send it in. Nothing of that, though. There's the 48 of Dale Jr. trying to get to the inside of the 26.
Oh, here comes Earnhardt Sr. for a lead. Looking inside of Waltrip, but he has to check up on the extreme inside.
I think he went a little bit too far to the inside that time by. That's allowing the 18 of Waltrip to get away. Could leave Senior under fire.
Oh, look at Mayfield!
And he just shuts the door on the inside of the 48. And those two are going to go.
Run down the front straightaway that time. I don't know if we saw it quite well. Oh, Schrader!
Senior! Oh boy!
Don't do that!
We saw what happened the first time they did that. It was a crash all the way down into turn 3. But Senior just lost. He just lost another spot to the 26.
I think the first time Mayfield's gotten past the 43, remember? That's how he won. Back at Rockingham, he held off Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Jeff Burton for the win. Back at the second race of the year. So this is nothing new for Jeremy Mayfield.
That's a heck of a niche, I mean, to have on the year, beating Dale Earnhardt twice. If he can go and do that right now. But right now, these 4 cars are breaking away. Ricky Craven leads this second group of basically the rest of the field, but they're about half a second behind the 43.
Yeah, this is kind of what we expected coming into this one, was a bit of a breakaway between a few cars, and now the 73 starting to run away a bit from this pack here as the 200 cars are side by side, this for 7th place.
And there is just a huge amount of momentum you can gain on the inside. That's how the 24 was so easily able to get by the 48 car, and now the 10 is going to do the same. 48 and the 6 might be in trouble if they can't get down to the inside. Here comes 2 others. There's the 33, Terry Labonte and John Andretti.
Yeah, I was going to mention Labonte's now up here in that 33 car. John Andretti now the highest ranked CR car. And then we have Rusty Wallace, Bill Elliott, Ken Schrader behind them. But that's 11th on, or 12th on back, sorry. As Wally Dallenbach falls out the top 10 to John Andretti. The gap for the lead is down to 0.2 of a second. I don't know how much closer that's getting.
And they're 3 wide right here.
Oh, this may not end well.
Down the front stretch, Cope not able to get anything of it. Steve Park looks like he'll prevail to the inside of the 94 car, and he's got it. And looking up front, we might have a battle for the lead on our hands. There's the 22.
He's there. He's right there. He watched his teammate Jack Sprint get the win back at Daytona a couple weeks ago. Do you know how hungry Mark Martin is to get his first one of the year?
This group of 5 now really starting to pull away. 1.8 seconds in just 1 lap, the gap increased by about a whole nother second, as we see Craven on the back bumper of the 26.
He's going to look again, this time for 4th place. 46 laps to go when they cross the line. Still a long ways to go in this one, but this for 4th and that for the lead! Mark Martin on the inside of Michael Walsh for the lead here at Indianapolis.
And with help from Senior, makes it easy. There goes the 18 into the marbles. He's going to lose 3rd. He might lose 4th.
Gonna fall all the way back to 5th, and now watch with 24 and the 10 here. If they're running in a train like that, they might be able to catch back up to these 5.
And we see a battle for 2nd. Craven on the inside of the 43.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially if this happens too. If we're running side by side, the 6 and 7 is gonna have a big chance to catch back up here.
And this is that style of racing a little bit that I was telling you about, the Indy Racing League, how they go, and it's a lot of these single file sprints almost. Every single straightaway is a sprint of sorts, and you're just trying to outrace the other guy right next to you when you get too wide like this, or use the aerodynamics and catch down other people, or leave them out hanging out to dry like how Mayfield is right now. Losing 1 spot to the 24 could lose a 2nd to the 10.
Well, look at the 18 trying to block there on the inside line. That was a good block by the 18, able to hold down the seconds, or to...
And we see a battle for the lead at the same time.
Yeah. I got my brain so jumbled up there as we had the battle for the lead. Ricky Craven in the 22 of Mark Martin. Craven takes the lead. Lap number 12 here at Indianapolis.
And a caution is flying.
Oh no. What happened?
Take a look at that at the 2nd. Craven gets the lead that time by Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt Sr., your top 3. As the caution flag flies once again. And we'll take a look at what happened. The 2 Dale Jarrett starts to dive bomb. Yeah. Oh, an 82.
Oh no.
Had to check up into the wall, and Matt Kenseth gets spun around.
Again. That was Ron Hornaday Jr. again in the 5 car getting involved. That was a big hit for the 5 of Ron.
We'll take another look at it again. So, yeah, once here, with Jarrett goes and slides up, basically takes the whole racing lane for himself. The whole corner for himself, essentially. Gets up into the side of the 94. Elliott Sadler goes wide. He hits the very edge of the wall right here.
Yeah, a bit of a protrusion there. That safer barrier that the Indy Racing League uses because of the such high speeds that they have in their style of racing.
And that sent the 82 loose into the 63 of Joe Rotman. Sends him around, and the 82 looked like he almost could have saved it. But the 44 was already going around by that time. And then there's the hit from the 5 for the 44 car.
If I'm the 5, I may be a bit worried of possibly getting a cylinder knocked loose in that hit.
On board with him.
Almost had it too.
That's a thing of, you think you're clear, and then it goes just a little, and then one car just spins just a little bit more in your way, and sometimes you can't do much about that. It's an unfortunate thing. But yeah, look at the damage on the front of that 5 car. It's on the right front. You can see a little bit of the sheet metal starting to stick out there. So we can probably see him coming in pit road right now.
Yeah. And with 43 laps to go when they get to the line, he definitely cannot make it from here to the end of the race, but
we'll see if we get any takers. I mean, even if you can't officially get it to the end, might help to go and get some new tires for him.
Well, the thing is, if you pit now, you're going to be pitting around lap 50 or so, I believe. However, if these guys stay out and then pit around lap 30. Who knows what we could be looking at gap-wise between someone like 1st and 10th, you know?
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I don't think anybody's going to even try to take it. Except for the guys involved in the crash. 63 of Joe Ruttman. First one, too. And the 5. 82 and 44. So yeah, just those 4 who were involved in the crash. Nobody's really feeling the need to make pit stops just yet. Which, I mean, we haven't also had a long run yet, so...
Yeah, longest run so far is the run we just had, and that went about 7 laps, I think. And we're already on our second caution of the day here on lap 14. 43 laps to go here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard 400 for a Winston Cup Series of 1997. Ricky Craven leads it. We'll be right back after this one.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series, coming to you after a second caution, which, thankfully, no one is out from. All cars are still racing after the 2 cautions we've had, both coming off of Turn 2 on the backstretch heading into Turn 3. And lights are off. Ricky Craven leading. Mark Martin second. The 43 Dale Earnhardt is third. David Green is 4th. Michael Waltrip fell to 5th. Bobby Hamilton 6th. Jeremy Mayfield 7th. Terry Labonte 8th. The 9th is the 48 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. And John Andretti has worked his way up into the top 10. Which, that's a pretty good run by the 31 car to be up in 10th already by lap 15.
Yeah, he's done a great job so far here, and a lot of guys up here have done a great job, especially like Ricky Craven, I think. I know he started fairly well, but still don't think anyone really expected Ricky Craven to be leading this race here today. 41 laps to go, and we're about to get back to green here.
Oh, issues!
Oh, no, 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 no!
The one of Jack Sprague!
That's not good. Green
Got a
flag
tire
is
going
in the
down.
air. Green flag is out, and he is not going. This could be another caution here, Michael. Yeah, that's definitely going to be another caution.
Oh. He just stops on track. And that'll be a yellow. Before we could even get a lap in.
But we're still going to race back to the line here. So it will be 1 lap of green flag racing. Because there was no way to throw a caution that quickly, I feel like. As now here comes Earnhardt. Oh, goodness. Rounding turn 3, heading to turn 4. Ricky Craven still the leader as they run to the caution flag. And I think we're going to stay as it was in the top 10 for the most part as they head to the caution flag.
I know sometimes series like to do sprint races and whatnot. I think this one might be a little bit too short of a sprint, though.
Now, this is a huge dilemma, I think, Michael. We have 40 laps to go right now.
Oh boy, this is going to be a really fun thing for these teams to go and debate.
We're going to have to make a decision rather quickly here. We're coming up on turn 3, pit road just past turn number 4. It's time to decide, are you taking the risk? Are you going to try to stretch the tires and the fuel all the way to the end from here?
I mean, if we keep having these cautions, it might not be a bad idea.
Oh, we have some takers, it seems like. I think Mark Martin might be staying out here.
Is Mark Martin going to be going? Or... Yeah,
Some
Mark
of these
Martin's
guys
going
are
to stay out.
We're having split strategy here at Indianapolis. Mark Martin will inherit the lead. A few other cars stay out. Wally Dollenbach, Rusty Wallace, namely, I saw.
The 99 of Ricky Rudd as well.
Oh, no. I think Ron Hornaday Jr. also stayed out here.
I think Indianapolis is trying to earn itself the name of Excitement Capital of the Year.
That is Ward Burton. I'm sorry, that is not Ron Hornaday Jr. But now we have a very interesting situation here.
Oh, there's the one of Jack Sprague, but he is a lap down.
Now the question becomes, Are these guys waiting to come into the pits? Are they going to wait another lap or two, maybe come in when we're getting to the one to go, try and make sure that the tires and fuel can make it all the way to the end?
That is a possibility, but I don't know how that's going to set them up, because they're going to be pretty far back, and if we see more cautions, that's not going to be a lot of time to go ahead and make your way through the field. As we see everybody else coming off pit road. It's Craven, Green, Hamilton, Labonte, Senior, Waltrip, Andretti.
Well, we'll go ahead and take another break. Technically speaking, our third caution of the day here at Indianapolis will keep everyone updated on what's happened here whenever we come back.
Welcome everybody to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series in Indianapolis, where we're coming under our third caution for a tire failure from the number 1 of Jack Sprague. He was able to get that tire fixed, and he's back out 1 lap down, the only car 1 lap down. Everybody else, as we mentioned, still racing. We had 5 cars stay out when everybody else pitted. That was Mark Martin, Wally Dallenbach, Rusty Wallace, Ricky Rudd, and Ward Burton. So these 5s are on the same set of tires that they started the race with. Ricky Craven on back on new fresh tires. This is going to be an interesting restart.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a mess, I think. We did see the one come in under commercial break. He came back into the pits because he was already a lap down. He wasn't going to gain or lose anything by staying out. So he is on fresh tires, as well as 6 on back. The top 5 on 20-lap old tires as we get ready to go back green with 36 laps to go.
And here we go, green flag once again. Martin got the better jump than Jack Sprague that time, but Sprague's not going to even put a fight to the 22. He gets ahead of these guys. They battle for second, 99, Ricky Rudd. They're all going to freight train the 95 at Dallenbach. You see this?
Oh, this is worrying.
Oh boy. Here comes the 73 and the 43 with a full head of steam.
Dallenbach's about to get sent to Timbuktu here. David Green on the outside, Hamilton on the inside, underneath Michael Waltrip. As Dallenbach still falling back, way back, goes the 95. And now here comes Craven to the inside of Burton, but Burton's going to be able to hold on here down the straightaway.
Yeah, the 73 and the 43 are sort of battling with each other. Haven't been able to get around any of the cars with weaker tires yet.
For the lead, Ricky Rudd! Ricky Rudd and Mark Martin for the lead!
And Rudd's going to take it.
Sprague on his lap bank. He is now on the lead lap as Ricky Rudd takes the lead here in Indianapolis.
And the caution is out again. Here comes the 22, gonna cross over. Is he even gonna run?
Lead. Watch the 30 here, maybe. The 30 might be able to make a move. That's Rusty Wall. He's down to the inside. Can he get there?
He's helping the 22 right now, trying to get past the 99.
It's a drag race to the line.
And Rudd has it.
4th caution of the day. Michael, what is happening?
Here we go, coming out of turn number 1 into turn 2. Sterling Marlin. Oh, Kevin Harvick came down in front of the 42. They both sent each other up into the wall. And the 42 just got... Oh, man, he went up and over.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
He went up and over, and when he got to the grass, it just turned into a violent set of flips. Oh, my goodness.
Well, could this wreck maybe be a break for those who stayed out last time around?
I think it will be.
Because they're going to restart near the back, I believe.
Yeah, if they come and make their pit stops.
They feel like they kind of have to at this point. We saw how much faster someone like the 43 was, but we'll get to that in a second. camera angle here on board the 42 of Sterling Marlin.
This is gonna be a ride.
Get your barf bags ready. We're about to go on a flight.
It all just seems very similar to what we saw with the previous Rex until he gets that little bit of airborne.
Yeah, that was a very small issue, I believe.
Let's watch it from our Skycam. We've got the 42 and the 14 spinning in front of everybody. They try to avoid. Jim Sauter just slams the back of the 14 into the 42 again. Sauter's going out of control. And some of these guys make it through by the skin of their teeth. Johnny Benson
Ron
Jr.
Hornaday again!
And then the 21 here of Bobby Labonte, not able to avoid the 42. That's the one that sends him on his side. Sends him upside down. And then once he hits the grass, it just turns into this violent flip.
I think Ron Hornaday Jr. has been involved in every wreck so far today. Like, it's impressive at this point.
Not exactly what he wanted to achieve for today. As, again, we see another caution. This time, though, the 99 of Ricky Rudd leads. Remember, these four and further back, the 95, all did not pit so far, so we'll see what their decision is if they finally decide to pit this time. I would think it's about time to go and pit, Darien.
I mean, I feel like you have to at this point. I mean, everyone behind you stay out here, and if you stay out again, you're basically just begging to get Freight Train on this restart. We saw what happened to Wally Dallenbach. He's not even in the top 10 right now.
How far back is the 95? Very far back. He's at the tail end of the field. Look at that. He's got damage.
Oh, he's got damage. Yeah, something's happened to the 95 of Dallenbach here. What happened?
Let's take a look back, see if we can find what happened to that 95 car.
Oh.
Oh, the damage. Well, first we got this most recent incident. Oh, a big stack up happened. We had this big stack up of around 5-10 cars. They
Those
just
were
kept
like
stacking
15,
in.
20 cars. What in the world was that?
Everyone just forgot to brake or something. Goodness me. Ron Hornaday got more damage. The 21 of Bobby Hamilton with... sorry, not Bobby Hamilton. Bobby Labonte. Wrong Bobby. He's got his hood up in the front. Sterling Marlin is a little bit... Well, he's still a lot wider than I think that these Gen 4 cars should be. But let's see actually if we can go back to the original reason why we went back to find the incident for the 95.
Oh, I didn't even see this.
95 got up into the wall, made contact with the 25, and sent into the inside wall. Oh no!
Oh no!
Contact with the 4.
I didn't even realize that's what happened to him. That is unbelievable.
And even Steve Park got a clip of that. I mean, let's just get an
It was all
onboard here.
going on here. My goodness.
That just sent the
This
20.
is coming back to the caution too.
Oh my
We
gosh,
had
Steve
two
Park was
separate
lucky.
Big accidents.
Steve Park was very lucky that nothing worse happened.
That could have been catastrophic for most of the field there, but somehow, in two separate accidents, it's actually just fairly bad and not extremely bad.
And here comes everybody, except for the 2 and the 9. They're going to try to stretch it.
I like this call from the 2 and the 9. I don't think these guys coming in a second time needed to do it. Lyndon Amick is staying out. Oh my goodness. So now, we wait and see who's the first one out.
So let's see, it's the 2, the 9, and the 41 who stay out. We'll see who's the first one off. Looks like it'll be Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Bobby Hamilton.
So it's 43-10 the first two, then to 26.
Mayfield is still here after all that. So good job there for Jeremy.
Well, another caution, another commercial. Welcome back, Texas. Lap 24:56. We'll get everything sorted. We'll bring us right back to you whenever we come back.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 1997 NR2003 Draft Series. Coming to you again after another caution. We've had Ford today. This has been quite a heck of a ride, considering the fact that we are only on lap number 26 of 56. We still have 30 laps to go. Dale Jarrett is your leader. Morgan Shepherd, Lyndon Amick. Those top 3 stayed out. Everybody else who came into pit road again was Dale Sr., Bobby Hamilton, Jeremy Mayfield, Michael Waltrip, David Green, Ricky Rudd, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. rounding out your top 10. And 2 cars have retired from the race here. That is the 95 Wally Dallenbach and the 42 is third Marlin, who went after that flip, which was quite unexpected. But something tells me I don't think we're done seeing unexpected things today.
Well, considering Lyndon Amick's running in third after everything, I don't think anything makes sense. I think we've officially entered the twilight. And we're not even halfway yet. We still have 2 laps to halfway, Michael. Well, after we get back green, it'll be lap 27. Lap 29 will officially be halfway. As here we go, Dale Jarrett leading us back to green here.
I'm just hoping we can get it sorted, get a little bit of green flag run going, as we're underway again.
And goodbye, Dale Jarrett. You know what, Michael, I just thought of this. Remember what we were talking about earlier, how it would be very difficult for Dale Jarrett to get back up here?
No, it isn't, apparently.
Going for second. What is this? This is the greatest top 2 ever. Dale Jarrett started 30th. Lyndon Amick started out back as well. He's up in second. But here comes Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Bobby Hamilton, 2 of the guys who've been fighting for the points lead all season long. Going down into turn number 3, they're battling for 3rd place.
Amick's trying to hold off against the 43 and the 10 and everybody else right now. Trying to establish that gap. Maybe even see if you can go and try to close in on the 2. Here they go, coming out of turn 4 this time. There's still a lot of 2 wide in the back. Ricky Rudd in the 24 trying to get around the 26. A Mayfield. Look, there's Hamilton on the inside of the 43. Gonna take that position.
I was about to say that could be a break for like the 2 and the 41, but Hamilton got past him so quickly it just didn't even matter. Down the back straightaway, lap 28 to 56, 29 laps to go. Lyndon Amick getting a big run, heading down towards turn number 3. Imagine the scenes if Lyndon Amick takes the lead in the Brickyard 400.
Oh, that would be absolutely stupendous for the team as we see the 99 trying to work his way to the inside of the 18. They're going to go 2 by 2 across the line. It looks like that's Waltrip. He's going to get the better run that time. Hold on to the position that time around. They still battle.
Gotta think the more they battle, the easier it is for the guys in front of them to pull away. 5th place, Morgan Shepherd, 0.6 of a second ahead of Michael Waltrip. That time by, but now Ricky Rudd has moved into 6th place. As they go down the back straightaway. Waltrip and Green looking for 7th. Here comes Hamilton. Look out. Here comes the fresh tires.
And Bobby Hamilton looks like he's going to clear the 41 with relative ease. He's going to get help from the 43. And they're right past, and it looks like they're going to be right past Amick once again.
Here comes the 9, big run coming for the 9. And Amic's able to hold on here ahead of the 43.
43's under fire from the 9, maybe. He's not able to get to the inside.
Oh, he is. Oh my goodness, Shepard, one of the 3 guys who did not pit last time by, under the caution, and now he's back in the 4th place out of Dale Earnhardt.
Interesting sight to see as these guys are holding on with their older tires right now.
It's not that much older. It's about 8 laps older, I think, at best. So, it is a lot, yes, but it's not that big in the grand scheme of things, I believe, as we have a battle here with Jeremy Mayfield falling back through the field.
Yeah, it's not like the cheese grater tires we saw a couple weeks at New Hampshire.
Yeah, that was cheese grater central.
As we see, Rusty Wallace has gotten by the 26 car right there, 26 slots into now 13th.
Look at the gap between 1st and 10th place, Michael. 2 seconds already. 5 laps into the run just about. But now we could maybe have a battle for the lead.
Oh, we do!
Yes, we do!
Here comes
Here
the 10!
comes Hamilton. And now watch the 41 of Amick!
I don't know if Amick had a good run that time. He's gonna have to slot in behind the 2. Coming down the front stretch.
Hey, you know what? I don't think Lyndon Amick minds where he finishes up here. I mean, a win would be amazing, obviously, but a top 3 still for that 41 team for Diamond Ridge. I mean, come on now, you know?
Mm-hmm. We'll take a quick look at the back half of the field, see how these guys are doing. It looks like the 5, the 44, 21, and Ruttman. They're still slower than everybody else, but they're still relatively on pace. So, sigh of relief for the leaders, as I don't think we're going to see any lap traffic.
Yeah, with 26 laps, or 24 laps to go whenever they get to the line, I severely doubt that lap cars will be an issue in this one. What's the gap between 1st and 41st here?
That's around 10 seconds right now.
Yeah, and the lap times here being around 48 seconds, you'd have to at least 2 seconds a lap, which I severely doubt will be the case here.
Yeah, they're only losing 1 second a lap, so...
Watch Jarrett here. He is all over the back of the 10 car, down the back straightaway. This could be a battle for the lead here, heading into turn 3.
See, will make anything of it. He might have help from the 41, who's closing in quickly. So is the 9 of Morgan Shepherd.
The 41 got a bit loose there, exiting 3. Going a bit high, trying to get a run off the corner, but I don't think that's going to work out for Lyndon.
2 of Jarrett still all over the back bumper. Not enough of a run to try to make a move just yet. And I think that's where the issue of the older tires, even if slightly, starts to come into play. I mean, I noticed this a little bit during practice, but it seemed a lot more difficult to try to make a move when it's just 1 car against 1 car on older tires. When you had 2 or 3 people, of course, it's always easy, but with 1...
The thing is that 10 car does have fresher tires by a few laps. Now, he may have only took 2, I'm not 100% sure, but that's still a difference compared to the 2 and the 41.
Right now, it looks like, though, here comes Amick! Amick to the inside of the 2!
Oh, goodness! Now, this is a chance for Hamilton. Hamilton needs to get moving as much as he can right. Here comes Morgan Shepherd. He's going to look for 3rd place as well. As they exit turn number 2 and head down the back straightaway, Amick still isn't clear, but he's got the 9 behind him for support.
And as they battle right here, this has brought that second group of guys right behind them. That's 6th on back, 6th to about 10th. And they have caught this group. It looks like the 43 is going to get caught on the outside. Here comes the 99, 18, 24, 33.
How big is this now in the championship battle as well? Dale Earnhardt on the outside line, up by 107 over Dale Jarrett, up by 128, sorry, over Bobby Hamilton. and Hamilton leading the race. This could be a big deal in the points, maybe.
Perfect opportunity if the results hold as they are. So not a good thing for the 43 of Senior at all. Very good for the 10 if he can continue to drive away. As now it looks like Shepard is the one who's going to lose a couple of spots. Battling side by side with the 43 car. The tail end of this group.
Yeah, this is all the top 10 here. Back to Jeff Gordon, that's 10th place. And now the question becomes, can Lyndon Amick go and catch up, I think. Gap was about half a second. Oh my. I think that answers the question right there, Michael.
Yeah, let's see, that time by, it was a 48.98 for the 10 of Bobby Hamilton, 48.75 for Lyndon Amick. If he can keep this up, he's going to make good time, and we'll get to the back bumper of the 10 very quickly. But he's got Jarrett with him right now as well.
Oh yeah, that's a big run coming for the 2. But I think he had to check out there going through 3 and 4, or turn 4, sorry. Amick's got a draft here off the 10, but the 2 is the same as well. And Michael, while we're thinking about it, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge Lyndon Amick's season thus far, even if it's not been that great, you know. 12 starts on the year out of 19 races. This is now. So this is number 13. 1 top 10, 2 top 20s. The top 10 coming back at Texas where he finished in 10th place. So a top 5 or even a podium or maybe even a win would be absolutely unbelievable for that 41 team.
Absolutely, and Lord knows he needs it with the lack of success he's had in the last few weeks. Since Talladega, where he finished 27th, it's been 3 DNQs and 4 finishes outside the top 30. So Amick is in desperate need, especially when you're considering stuff like what we just saw with McLaughlin earlier today, that a relief driver can now go and take over the rest of the season from a team's car, which, if I was Lyndon Amick, that might be something to be a little bit concerned about, considering Jim Sauter, who's been replacing Randy LaJoie, could go and potentially take his or Randy LaJoie's ride by the end of this year.
See, my thing is, I don't think Diamond Ridge is really looking at Jim Sauter as a long-term driver. Randy LaJoie, former Busch Series champion, Lyndon Amick, a very young driver from the Goodies Dash series, and Sauter's only got 3 finishes in the top 22, which being a top 15. When you compare that to Mike McLaughlin, it's night and day. You know, McLaughlin with 3 top 10s, 5 top 20s. Like, it is so much different between those 2 drivers that I really can't see why Diamond Ridge would ever try to get rid of Lyndon Amick right now.
Yeah, that's one good thing that Lyndon Amick has going for him right now. Is that he's still a rookie. There's still a lot of time to learn and go ahead and adapt. Because, I mean, you know, we see the rookie success stories of the Hendrick boys, Jack Spray getting his first win, and you gotta remember, that's not every rookie. Sometimes it just takes a guy a year or 2 before he can go and start delivering some of these better results. Sometimes you just gotta be patient with them, let them go develop, and then they'll go ahead and start producing the results that the team owners want. And here we goes to the inside of the 2.
Oh!
Like
he
that.
Got into the there. That was almost bad. As now, watch the 99 and the 18 here. This could be a chance for him to catch up, especially if Amick blows a corner like that. They're going to be side by side all the way down to the line. Bobby Hamilton's going to have a huge run. Jarrett's going to stay second, and Amick will stay P3, but now the 99 is going to have a huge opportunity here.
Right now trying to hold on to their positions as that second pack has caught up again. Ricky Rudd has been doing that all day. He's been bringing up packs to catch up to the guys ahead of him. And here he is about to do it again. He's got Michael Waltrip, Terry Labonte, Dale Sr. The guys, as they still battle back for second, this is just allowing Bobby Hamilton to go get more laps led and get closer to that extra 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. You see a run here. Amick, help from the 99. Not enough to overtake the 2 just yet, but he'll have a good opportunity into turn number 1. They're going to go 3 wide.
No.
Amick narrowly prevails over that.
What a move by Lyndon Amick, able to hold on. I thought we were about to look at a big one, but Lyndon Amick, amazing job to hold on and take P2.
Good job there, and good job 99 of Ricky Rudd not going and pushing him up any further. Almost causing an incident like we just saw there. That's a teammate for Dale Jarrett and Dale Sr. And the 2 was almost sideways coming out of turn 4.
That was almost big. Goodness gracious.
Whew.
13 to go here at Indianapolis, the Brickyard 400 for 1997 Wilson Cup Series. Bobby Hamilton leads it by about 0.8 of a second over Lyndon Amick, then about a second over Ricky Rudd. But you gotta think, does Amick have anything to maybe go after the 10, considering he hit all the way back on lap 15?
Gonna be a really good question, because Amick has gotten closer, but those guys behind him usually tend to get to him first before he can even go and try to mount that run against the 10, which has been his major detriment. However, we still have about a little bit over 10 laps to go, so still got a lot that could happen for this 41 car. And one of the drivers who was up front here now is not, 26 of Mayfield. He's losing a couple spots right now. He got passed by Johnny Benson Jr. Harry Gant could get passed by the 77 of Robbie Gordon.
Yeah, Mayfield started pretty good up in 7th place, but you know what? I think he'll still take a top 20, all things considered, after his last few weeks. Maybe he can stay up the top 20.
Definitely, he's trying really hard. And hold the phone. Remember how Jack Sprague was a lap down? He got ahead and got his lap back. He now seems to be in 18th.
Yeah, I just processed that. See, you know what? Him blowing a tire may not have been a horrible thing after all.
Dreams do come true sometimes in Indianapolis.
Gap now 0.4 of a second between Hamilton and Amick. More of a lead. 11 laps to go. Could Lyndon Amick play the biggest spoiler of the year at Indianapolis in the Brickyard 400? What a upset it would be. It would rival Jeremy Mayfield's win back at Rockingham, week number 2 of this year. But I feel like this one would be a lot sweeter for someone like Lyndon Amick coming from the Goodies Dash series.
Definitely, as we saw the 2 get out of line, get the 43 going by him. But he is slowly, but the 41 of Amick is making progress right now on that 10 car. And what we were talking about earlier in this race, how this has been a race steeped in tradition. There's a lot of, it tends to favor some of the best here in Indianapolis. I mean, we saw that even with the owners. The top 43 in owners points were the only ones qualifying today. And Amick would definitely be the challenger to that argument if he can go and actually close in on this 10 car. Although it's a very slow process right now. I think he's got to start trying to make up a little bit more time than he is right now. I don't know how he can get more speed out of that car, but if he knows a way to do it, now's the time to do so.
And the thing is, he's already at a disadvantage with about 8 lap older tires compared to Bobby Hamilton. But he's been able to hold on for this long, and he's stayed about a quarter second behind the 10. If he can just get there, maybe have a chance, he might have a go for this win. Ricky Rudd was looking to the inside as there's a battle for fourth behind him between Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Sr. That's going to allow the 99 to run away a little bit, which may not be a great thing for him. I'm not sure. 8 laps to go this time, and here comes Rudd.
And this top 10 has been together, separated by just about, well, it was a little bit under 1.5 seconds. Now it's almost 1.2. But they're all here in a line, and I have a feeling they're all just slowly waiting in case anybody makes any sort of mistake. And then you're going to see a lot of pouncing. Here comes the 99.
The steam is starting to fade on the 41, I think, but that's going to help a little bit. The failed move from the 99 could allow the 43 to get there. Heading through turn 4. We're coming up on 7 to go here in the Brickyard 400. And here comes Dale Earnhardt Sr., points leader, trying to claw back his loss, potentially, that Bobby Hamilton couldn't get here today.
And I want to point out that speed, 203 miles an hour by the 43 of Senior. That is... and he's still getting passed.
Yeah, Jeff Gordon just came out of nowhere and moved up to 4th place, right past 43. And now the gap is stagnated between 1st and 2nd. It's back up to 2.6 tenths.
I think Amick might start going into a little bit more of a defensive mode here. Unless he can go and start closing in on that 10 car.
He went a bit high, trying to get a bit of momentum. He's got a bit of a slipstream here. Down the front straight, it'll be 6 laps to go this time by. Bobby Hamilton leads it over Lyndon Amick, but the gap now, less than 1/10 of a second between Amick and Hamilton.
Amick's there, he just needs to time his run. If he doesn't time his run getting into the corner, he's gonna have to check up on the back bumper, the 10.
He's there! He is there! Lyndon's gotta make the move! He's losing it now! No! He goes high again! Lost it a bit through 3 and 4. Here comes Gordon on the inside of his teammate! The 99 now falls back!
And the gap increases again between 2nd and 3rd.
A massive difference now. 0.5 of a second between 2nd and 3rd. Now, Amick can go full beans on the 10 if he needs to. If he's got anything left to go full beans, that is.
And he's very good at catching up to the back bumper, but you need just a little bit more than that to try to get to the inside. Here he goes. Amick gonna try to make the move.
He's there. He's gonna make the move through turn number 3. Can Lyndon Amick take the lead with 4 laps to go?
No, he
Hamilton,
can't.
though, able to hold on just barely.
Hamilton was able to make it work from the outside.
That's got to be so disheartening if you're Lyndon Amick. That was probably the race right there. Here comes the 99. 0.3 of a second they got between 2nd and 3rd now. But Amick still gonna try all he can to get the first career win that he so needs. And here comes Gordon. Gordon fighting back with a 99. But he can't get the run either. The tire's starting to fall away here in Indianapolis.
I mean, this is where I think some new tires would be absolutely precious, but there's none of that now. Now it's just what can your car do? The 99, 6, 2, and they all still battle further beyond, leaving the 10 and the 41 unopposed. Coming now to 3 to go. Amick not able to make as much of a run as he did last time.
He lost about 1.5 He lost about 1.5 tenths. That time by a gap, no, a quarter second between first and second. But he's still got a quarter second over the 99 of Ricky Rudd. We're coming up on 2 laps to go in the Brickyard 400 in 1997. Bobby Hamilton looking for a second win of 1997.
Oh, Amic's coming to pit road!
No! No! Is there an issue? Is there an issue in the 41?
No, I see other cars coming into pit road.
Oh no, you're kidding me!
The 2 and the 9. The cars who stayed out. The cars who stayed out, it did not work for them.
That is heartbreaking. And that will most definitely seal this one.
For the 10 of Bobby Hamilton, he leads right now by about 1 second, almost 1.5. This is catching up to the 25 of Steve Park, who came in trying not to go a lap down. And yeah, look at that. It's a 2-second stop for all these guys.
It's a splash of fuel. They didn't have the fuel. I was worried that that could be the case as we have one to go in the Brickyard 400 in 1997. Bobby Hamilton held off the challenge from Lyndon Amick. Amick didn't even matter at the end. I thought he would have enough because he was drafting so much off of the 10, off of the 2. But it wasn't to be here at Indianapolis. And as they go down the back straightaway for the final time, Hamilton with a 1.2 second lead over Ricky Rudd. He won back at Bristol earlier this year, did Bobby Hamilton. One of the shortest tracks on the calendar, and now he's about to on the most prestigious track in all the world. As they round turn number 4, the 1997 Brickyard 400 belongs to Red Performance Motorsports, and it belongs to Ricky Craven, to Bobby Hamilton, who wins the 1997 Brickyard 400. Post for love of God.
And Hamilton, he'd been battling the 41 for so long, and turned out to be all for naught for the 41. Man, that is really disheartening for that 41 team.
That is like the most disheartening thing I've seen this season, unironically. That 4 did everything he could, but the fuel just wasn't there. I do not believe it.
Ricky Rudd, on the other hand, takes a second place after leading groups to the front, but not able to lead that group to the 10 of Bobby Hamilton. Jeff Gordon finishes third, one of the top contenders from Indianapolis. Dale Earnhardt finishes fourth. Terry Labonte finishes fifth. David Green sixth. Michael Waltrip seventh. Derek Hope eighth. Ricky Craven ninth. Good run for that Cranefuss Haas car. And 10th, the number 30 of Rusty Wallace.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say after that one. That is so disheartening for Amick, for Jarrett, for Shepard. All of them top 10 at the very end. Amick was on pace for a second place finish, and the field just wasn't there. I cannot believe it. I really thought cautions I thought would be enough, especially with him being able to draft so much off the 10 and the 2. But wow, I cannot believe it.
Yeah, this race ended up serving as a... This was one of those trying races to where we had, or once we got past the cautions, it was just, what does your car have? And as we see the gap for a lot of these guys, look at the gaps between some of them. 10 seconds back, 24 seconds back, 36 seconds back. And it was everything. We had strategies, we had cautions, runs, a lot of one-on-one battles. This is why Indianapolis has the reputation it has.
It was a very fun race. And my God, was it that was unbelievable to watch. Such a fun round for the Winston Cup Series. That was race 19 of 32. Race 20 next time out will be Watkins Glen. Michael, what do you think we could see at this last road course race of the year?
Oh man, I'm hoping this road course race is fun. Watkins Glen has always been a consistently good track. There's a lot of opportunities for cars to go and dive bomb their way through. I know traditional road course racing, you can only do so much of a dive bomb, but these are stock cars. We can dive bomb and nudge the other guy out of the way as much as we want to, and I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of drivers do that. And also, when we get to Watkins Glen, we'll see the return of the 87 of Joe Nemechek, and we'll see how he does back in his car after such a long absence, and with Mike McLaughlin expected to take the number 16.
Yeah, and I also want to take a moment here, if I may, with this being the last race for a while. I also want to say this is being recorded on December 31st of 2024. It is currently 7:32 p.m. Eastern Time. This is our last race of the year, and I just want to say to everyone, whether you're in the Discord server or you're watching on YouTube, whenever this comes out, I just want to personally say thank you for sticking with us over all this time. I know it's been taking a while. We're only on race 19 after well over a year, but it has been so much fun to be a part of, and I cannot thank Michael enough for letting us be able to run this series for everyone to see.
Yeah, I want to thank you too, Darien, because it's been all these ideas tend to resume just as ideas, but to actually have someone to bounce them off of and see them go and actually be able to go through with them to their completion with you and everybody else in the server, it has been absolutely wonderful to go and do this. However many views we're getting on this channel, 40, 30, 25. Hopefully we can get more than 100, so please tell your friends. And we close out 2024 at Indianapolis with a win from Bobby Hamilton. We'll go ahead and get you the point. We'll get all that updated. And we'll see you all in 3 months for Watkins Glen. Until then, I'm Michael Paz for Darien Arnsdorff. This is the Draft Series. Thank you all. Bye-bye.